Small town of Senegal in the Free State is certainly buzzing this morning. The EFF and AfriForum are holding pickets ahead of the appearance of two men accused of killing a farm manager, Brendan Horner. Govan Whittle is keeping an eye on what's happening there for us this morning. Govan, a very good morning to you. It seems those protests are well underway this morning.
Yes, just getting started, Rebecca. What you'll see behind me is just the initial group of EFF members that have arrived here in Senegal. There's about 5 or 10 more buses that are on their way here. And the Red Boere say they want to fill up every street in Senegal. Granted, it's a very small town, so that won't be that hard to do. But this protest is being carefully monitored, not only by the police, but also by plainclothes police officers and other officials from the Justice Cluster. And that's also to ensure that it doesn't get out of hand. But the EFF has made it quite clear they're not here to only protest, they're here to, as a show of force, particularly following the protest by farmers, during which a police van was lit on fire and Yala was pushed out of the police yard, and the farmers tried to storm the magistrate's court, demanding that the two suspects being held there for the murder of Brendan Horner are handed over to them. And the EFF say that they will confront any farmer who tries to do the same thing today. Looks like they're in a fighting mood, Rebecca, but at this stage there hasn't been any violence or confrontations at all. Of course, in the run-up to this protest, we had visits by the police minister and the state security agency minister to the farmers and breakfast with the leader of the EFF. And they say that they believe they may have secured some kind of agreement not to let things get out of hand. And it's based on that that we see the increased police presence here, but also we get a feeling from the farmers, groups like AfriForum, as well as some leaders of the EFF, that this won't descend into chaos or into violence. And it does appear that there's a clear strategy here to make sure that the protest is held peacefully and that people are able to leave without even meeting or confronting the farmers that are about 2 kilometers from the site.
Yeah, that is the concern, I suppose, Governor, and I know that you're battling to hear me, so let's just see if you can, but that is the concern, is that these two groups might meet at some point. And you spoke to AfriForum earlier, and we understand, yes, the FF Plus also encouraging its members, or saying it's okay if you want to join the protest, but make sure that you do it peacefully as well. So what did AfriForum tell you? I mean, we know that they are not wanting any kind of confrontation, or that's what they say as well, but just with regard to what they told you earlier when you spoke to them about what they will do to make sure that doesn't happen, that this doesn't turn into an EFF versus AfriForum event.
So AfriForum has made it quite clear that they're here to continue their farm murders campaign. Remember that they've been campaigning against it and managed to go all the way to the United Nations to make a presentation on the number of farmers that are being killed. Of course, the data shows that proportionally the number of farmers that are being killed in South Africa is in fact starting to come down, and it doesn't represent a significant portion of the murders that are happening in South Africa. Nevertheless, the police are taking the statistics for farm attacks and farm murders and separating them and including them into the category of rural safety. But AfriForum says that it's decided to hold the protest because it doesn't want the EFF to hijack the message around farm murders, and it believes that it is entitled to come here and also create a safe space for the farmers in this area and the supporters of the farmers in this area. They believe that there won't be any violence because of the pure distance between the two groups. It's also important to note that the police have put barbed wire around the magistrate's court, and they've also blocked off any roads that could be used as an access route to get to the other protests. So in that respect, they've probably eliminated any potential of a confrontation already. If anything, the confrontation here would happen between the police and the protesters, whether at the AfriForum protest or here at the EFF. Although where AfriForum is protesting, there isn't even one police van yet, so most of the police attention focused in the city centre and around the magistrate's court. But AfriForum say that they're here to make sure that the messaging around farm murders and Brendan Horner and what happened to him is not hijacked by the EFF, and they believe they're well within their rights to do so.
All right, Governor Whittle, we'll leave it there for now. It is getting louder and louder, but we'll continue to touch base with him here on ENCA throughout the day.